Hello everybody, Sean here from Crown Technologies. We help people reach their goals with clean power, air and water systems. Today we're talking about the basics of solar systems. Question number 1. Why do you want your panels ideally to face north? The short answer is, well, because we in South Africa are in the southern hemisphere. Your maximum irradiance is around the equator. Therefore, the more north facing your panels are, the more time they're exposed to direct sunlight. Therefore, they will produce more energy. The next important concept to understand is the difference between a kilowatt and a kilowatt hour. In short, a kilowatt is a total draw of energy at a single point in time. Usually your inverters are measured in kilowatts, where your batteries are measured in kilowatt hours. It's almost like the inverter is the engine. How strong a trailer can I pull with my engine of my inverter? Let's quickly demonstrate that. Okay, so let's pretend for a moment that we switch off every appliance in your house, except for this 2 kilowatt kettle. Fill it up with water, plug it in, everything else is disconnected except the 2 kilowatt kettle. We switch it on. Your peak load at that point in time is 2 kilowatts. Now, if we keep adding water to the kettle as it boils off, and we boil that kettle for 1 hour, we will then have consumed 2 kilowatt hours or units. So kilowatt hours is the metric by which we quantify, measure, purchase, and sell electricity. How do I know that my inverter is big enough? That's the next matter. So let's pretend we have a 5 kilowatt inverter. We switch on, we've got everything disconnected from the board. We first switch on our 2 kilowatt kettle. Whilst that's boiling, we switch on a 1 kilowatt toaster. Whilst that's toasting as well, we switch on a 1.5 kilowatt microwave. To understand our peak load, we just add them all together because they're all on at the same time. That's 2 for the kettle, 1 for the toaster, 1.5 for the microwave. That gives us a 4.5 kilowatt load. Now, can a 5 kilowatt inverter handle the 4.5 kilowatt load? It's not a trick question. The short answer is yes. However, if whilst these 3 appliances are running, somebody else switches on a 2 kilowatt hairdryer, for instance, your peak load goes from 4.5 to 6.5. And a 5 kilowatt inverter is not designed to handle that. It will overload. It will trip. Therefore, the size of your inverter dictates how many appliances you can run simultaneously. Now, different appliances consume different amounts of electricity. A short little jingle we here at Crown Technologies try and teach our customers to help not overload the inverter and how to prolong the battery during grid outages is as follows. If it makes hot, try use it not. It's goofy, but it's simple. I hope it sticks with you and it'll help you save energy and save your battery for those terrible load shedding sessions at night. So things that make a lot of heat, or things that consume a lot of energy, are usually things that use or produce a lot of heat. So your kettle is pretty big, 2 kilowatts. Your toaster, anywhere on average between 600 and 1,000 watts. Microwave, same thing. Then you converse this with a fridge, which is on average 100 to 150 watts. Okay, so that's 10% of the microwave. Your telly is usually 100 watts to 150 watts. Maybe the big ones are 250 watts. That's about it. Lights, the lovely new LEDs are in the region of about 5 to 7 watts. So really nice and low, as opposed to the old carbon filaments, which were 60 watts or so. And so on and so forth. Air cons, those are also usually quite heavy, on average 1 kilowatt per room. Tumble dryers, dishwashers, geysers, these are all very big consumers. Tumble dryers and dishwashers on average 1.5 to 2 kilowatts. Geysers on average 2 kilowatts to 4 kilowatts. Swimming pool pumps are between 750 watts or 0.75 kilowatts and 1.1 kilowatt, etc., where your electronics, your security system, your electric fence are all very, very small. 80 watts, 100 watts. A gate motor also 22 watts or so. Things like that. So I hope this helps explain the difference between a kilowatt and a kilowatt hour. It helps you decide how big an inverter we need and what appliances we can run on a 5 kilowatt, an 8 kilowatt, a 10.5 kilowatt, or a 30 kilowatt, etc. The last thing I'd like to mention is the difference between an off-grid inverter and an on-grid inverter. For me, the biggest frustration is that an off-grid inverter, which is kind of your cheap and cheerful stuff that you can buy over the counter at Ellie's or AC/DC, is the fact that it only has a single AC output. Now, the biggest problem for me, as having owned an off-grid inverter, is if your battery is full and your essentials are not consuming the total solar production, your surplus is just completely wasted. Give you an example. So let's pretend it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Your panels are producing 3 kilowatts. Your consumption on your essentials is 1 kilowatt and your battery is full. 3 minus the 1 gives you a surplus of 2, and that just gets completely wasted. With a pure hybrid inverter, you've got 2 AC outputs. And the advantage of that means that you can now support your non-essential section. So your geyser, your electric oven, your swimming pool pump, your air cons are usually items that are on the non-essential section. And all of this is pulling directly from the grid, killing your savings when you've got surplus 2 kilowatts coming from the solar panels that can't go anywhere. And so that was one of the biggest things that would frustrate me. With a pure hybrid inverter, when grid is available, non-essentials are available. When grid is not available, non-essentials are not available. So when grid is available and your battery reaches a certain set point you dictate on your phone, all of your surplus energy will go to your non-essentials. So therefore things like geysers, ovens, swimming pool pumps, things that we can use during sun hours, like air cons when it's hot as well, will still be powered by solar panels. I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to your feedback. Catch me on WhatsApp. See us on our web.